everybody, welcome back here again for another video. And I'm taking a look at the Batman, which has passed 300 million worldwide. I expect it to continue to do really well. I did a review for it, be sure to check that out. It's a really good movie overall, have some little hiccups here and there, but overall a really good movie. And if you haven't seen it yet, I advise you to go out and take a look at the Batman. It's a great movie. Now, with that being said, that has not stopped some controversy around the movie. Right? People have been talking about Zoe Kravitz and some of the things she has said and not said, and she has come out saying she didn't say this and say that. It's a whole drama. I'm not getting into that at all. I don't know what it's about, and I'm not looking to get into that. I think that she did a really good job as Catwoman in this movie, and I'm sticking with that. I'm not going to get in any further with anything she may or may not have said. I'm not looking to go into no gossip nonsense. What I will say though is that despite how good Batman is doing, there has to be some drama involving Twitter and their stupidity. Or should I say the Twitteriots on Twitter and their stupidity. So, in this article, the Batman criticized for scene of attempted subway attack on Asian victim. Critics on Twitter are calling the scene triggering and insensitive to Asian Americans during a time of increased violence against the community. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything for this movie. Just a quick little, a little tidbit here. In like the first 10 minutes of this movie, there are this scene of that subway station where this guy comes off the train. It's an Asian fella, and this gang of idiots with some white clown paint mask on, not Joker, this white clown paint thing on. They attack him and they're going to beat him. They're going to beat him up. Batman comes out of the shadows, beats them up. The whole thing took less than probably about 3 minutes overall, 3-5 minutes tops, but it was in the first 10 minutes of the movie. And then after that, nobody really business anymore. It was a part that happened and you moved on. But as usual, Twitter has a problem with every flipping thing. So here's the article. Asian Americans are raising concerns, and I highly doubt that. I highly doubt it is a large number of Asian Americans or anything like that. I think most of these people are probably not even Asian Americans. I think it's just people looking to stir up trouble who do this nonsense. So raising concerns over a scene in the Batman movie, which premiered nationwide Friday, right, depicting a group of men following an Asian man off the subway with the intent of physically assaulting him. The scene occurs within the first 10 minutes of the 3-hour film, when Batman interrupts the attack and beats up the assailants, telling them that he is vengeance. This saves the Asian man, who appears fearful of Batman as well. Critics on Twitter are calling the scene triggering and insensitive to Asian Americans during a time of increased violence against the community, regardless of whether the attack was intended as racially motivated. Now, I was under the impression that crime affects everybody, regardless of race, gender, ethnicity, sexuality, whatever, it affects everybody. But as usual, you have Twitter having to make a whole drama about it. So let's see. This is one here. Seriously, can we talk about the first 10 minutes of the Batman and how a gang of men attempted to beat up an Asian man on the subway? Was this supposed to be commentary? Was it a blind spot? Was this filmed before or after the surge Asian hate crimes? It's quite triggering. Next one. The Batman was a good 2-hour movie inside of a not as good 3-hour movie. Now, I stated in my review that I find the movie didn't drag, and I stick to that. I think it didn't drag. What I will say though is that had they developed some of the characters a little better, and most notably I would say Bruce Wayne, it could have tied into the story more, which would have taken out a whole 30 minutes from it. The movie would have ended up being probably 2 hours and 30 minutes, because had they blended it together properly, that would have happened. But again, I will say I don't think it dragged. It's our first movie in this. I think there are 2 others planned. It's our first movie, and it did really well. It did really well. So I stick to my review on it. Anyway, and if you're Asian American and have been paying attention, the first 10 minutes in which a gang of subway thugs violently assaults an Asian American man on a platform are triggering as hell. Some are tweeting content warnings about the scene to Asian Americans planning to see it in theaters, and several people on social media questioning whether the depiction was an oversight or meant to be a commentary about the prominence of hate crimes against Asian Americans during the pandemic. Let's see this one. Yeah. The film's been out for a week, so it's time for me to talk about it. In one of the opening scenes of The Batman, an Asian man is at a train station about to get the shit beat out of him by a gang. Batman shows up and saves the day. Now, let me be frank about something. When you see things like these and all these tweets and all these things, it really enforces just how absolutely demented these people truly are. Because, let me explain it. I mean, now, this thing happens in the first 10 minutes of the movie, as they stated. First 10 minutes of the movie is when it happens. Now, you would have to do one of 3 things. One, you have to sit through 3 hours of this movie, fuming. I am so pissed off. I can't wait to go home and tweet about how angry and upset I am about that 5-minute scene that happened in the first 10 minutes of this 3-hour movie. I can't even concentrate. I'm so pissed off. That is one possible option. The second option is, you see that happening in the first 10 minutes of the movie, and let's go like, nah, that's insensitive and triggering, and you get up and walk out the movie. So you wasted your money, you wasted the food you may have bought, whatever. You just get up and walk out because you're so pissed off. That's option number 2. And option number 3 is, you would have to sit through this 3-hour movie looking for every detail you don't like, so that you could say, okay, in the first 10 minutes this happened. I wonder what else they're going to do. Let me look and see. Oh, look at that. That black man is not being elected. I bet there is an assault against him. What is happening with this? And that is the madness that they do. One of the reasons I really like the Batman is that it was not woke. Now you can say that, they had that they had the majority of characters in it that were doing bad things, who were white people, and the black people were pretty good and all. Okay, if you want to say that, fine, but that doesn't mean it's not true. I mean, if you look at Gotham City from the comic book perspective, the majority is white, and the majority are corrupt white people. That's a fact. In the movie, they had some black people in there. They were really good. I talked about Jim Gordon. I liked Jim Gordon in that movie. The mayor, the elected mayor was a black woman. She was okay as well. But you sat through this movie fuming over a scene that happened in the first 10 minutes of it, and then ran to go and tweet about it, and even posting up all sort of warnings to Asian Americans who go in and see it. For what? The only thing triggering in this, what's really triggering here is what you're doing on Twitter. That's what you're doing. You're triggering something. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Halloween, the last Halloween movie that came out. All the people Michael Myers killed in that movie, all the people he brutally killed in that movie, nobody cared about it, you know. But when he killed this gay couple, they went online tweeting all kind of thing, how Michael Myers is homophobic and he killed a gay couple, and I am like, so he's supposed to take a census to see who black, who white, who gay, who this, who that, and decide, okay, I'm only going to kill these people because that's not triggering. No. The movie is good. There was a scene in it where this happened. Crime affects everybody. If you have a problem with it and saying that, you know, it's triggering, or I've even heard people saying that they didn't like the movie because it was depicting how some of the crime that's happening in the United States and thing in certain cities and all that. Well, then that's up to you. You have to make an effort to try and fix your city. This is a movie. This is a movie, and these woke weirdos are trying to turn it into something it's not. So here they are, purposely trying, and I'm beginning to think it's some kind of vendetta out to try and damage this movie or something, because Spider-Man has been out for months now, and we don't hear any of these things. But here you are, going through this movie, looking for something, 10 minutes in the first opening 10 minutes of the movie, you have a problem with it, you're going to tweet and talk about Asian Americans are upset and all of this. You people are demented. Absolutely demented. The movie is good. Nobody cares about your nonsense talking about triggering. You're triggering. You are trying to trigger something because why? You need controversy to feel special, to feel important. Regardless of it, people, it's a good movie. I say that again, if you haven't seen The Batman, you should really do so. Excellent movie. It's continuing to blow up. It's already past 300 million worldwide. I expect it to continue to get even better. This is ridiculous. Anyway, that's it for me. Let me know in the comments what you think about this triggering nonsense. And if you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell, and share this video out there. I shall see you all in the next video. Take care.